All right, what's up, guys? Happy Monday to you. Great to have you on the program today. Hope you had a great weekend. And let's go ahead and take a look at some NBA lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And once again, it is great to have you here today. Hope each and every one of you are doing well. Happy Monday. Let's get this week started off good with the Thunder at the Detroit Pistons. 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Detroit. Thunder opened the betting as the 1.5 point favorite, and the total at 220 and a hook. Since those markets opened this one up, we're actually seeing money on Detroit in the early going here. We're also seeing money toward the under right now. Currently OKC's -1, total move down to 219 and a half. So once again, the Thunder open 1.5 down to 1, total open 220 and a half down to 219 and a hook. And at the moment, the Thunder are -115 for some money line cash. Now, OKC's been pretty good covering so far on the season. They're 13-8 ATS overall. They're also 6-3 against the spread in their games on the road. This Oklahoma City team is covering 64% of their ball games when laying the points. They're also covering 75% of their games as the official road favorite. Now, on the other side, Detroit's failed to cover in 6 out of their last 12 on their home court. And when it comes to the total, Oklahoma City just 2-7 to the over in their games away from home, just 33% to the over in their games at the current posted total. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward OKC -1 and the under 219 and a half in this one. All right, I'm going to take a quick timeout before we get into some more lines of personal leans. I just want to quickly, once again, welcome you to the show. I also want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. With a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just hit that pause button right now. Open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a few seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. With all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines of personal leans for Monday's NBA action. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Warriors Hawks, 7:30 tip-off in Atlanta. The Warriors open the betting as the 10-point favorite, the total at 232. Since the markets opened this one up, no real surprises here as Golden State's taking a little money in the early going here. We're also seeing action on the over. Right now, Golden State's -10.5 with the total moving upward to 233 and a hook. So once again, Golden State opened 10, now 10.5. Total open 232, up to 233 and a half. And at the moment, the Golden State Warriors are -715 for some money line cash. Now, just keep in mind, Atlanta did successfully cover the number in their original head-to-head matchup with Golden State this year. Atlanta's also 4-2 against the spread in their games at the current number. Meanwhile, on the Golden State side of things, they're covering just 27% of their games on the road. They've also failed to cover in 6 out of their last 8 as the official road favorite. Now, scoring-wise, Golden State is 64% to the over in their games on the road. Meanwhile, Atlanta's 6-4 to the over in their games on their home court. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it up, and take Atlanta +11 and the over 233 and a half in this one. Next game, Wizards, Knicks, 7:30 tip-off at Madison Square Garden. Washington opened the betting -1 with the total at 227. Since the markets opened this one up, we're seeing money on Washington. We're also seeing money on the over. Right now, Washington is -1.5 with the total moving upward to 227 and a hook. So once again, the Wizards open -1 up to -1.5. Total open 227 up to 227 and a hook. And at the moment, Washington is -120 for some money line cash. Now, New York's not been very good against the number this season. They're just 3-4 against the spread, taking on losing teams. Meanwhile, on the Washington side of things, they successfully covered the number in their first matchup with New York this season. And scoring-wise, we're looking at Washington being 61% to the over overall for the year. They're also 6-5 to the over in their games away from home. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Washington -1 in the over, 227.5 in this one. All right, next game. That is going to be Cavaliers-Nets. Cavaliers-Nets. 7:30 tip-off in Brooklyn. Brooklyn opened the betting as the 5.5-point favorite, and the total at 211.5. And since those markets opened this one up, money's on Brooklyn and the over right now. The Nets are now -6, with the total moving upward to 212. So once again, Brooklyn open -5.5 up to -6. Total open 211.5 up to 212 even. And at the moment, the Brooklyn Nets are -250 for some money line cash. Now, despite being the favorite in this one, Brooklyn's really struggled to get the job done against the number this season. They're just 3-8 against the spread at home this year. They've also failed to cover in 8 out of their last 12, taking on losing ball clubs. Meanwhile, on the Cleveland side of things, they're 6-5 against the spread in their games away from home. They're also 10-9 against the spread when catching the points. Now, scoring-wise, Cleveland is 60% to the under overall for the year. They're also 6-5 to the under in their games on the road. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward another underdog in this one. Give me Cleveland +6 in the under, 212 in that matchup there. All right, next game, Nuggets, Raptors, 7:30 tip-off in Toronto. The Raptors opened the betting as the 5.5-point favorite, and the total at 218.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing money on Toronto. We're also seeing money on the over as well. Right now, Toronto's -6.5, with the total moving upward to 219 and a hook. So once again, Toronto opened up -5.5 up to -6.5. Total open 218.5 up to 219 and a hook. And at the moment, the Raptors are -255 for some money line cash. Now, Toronto's 67% against the spread at the current number. They've covered 67% of the times in their games at the current point spread. Toronto's also 4-3 against the spread, taking on teams over 500. Meanwhile, on the Denver side of things, they failed to cover in 5 out of their last 10 away from home. Now, scoring-wise, Toronto's 10-2 to the over in their games on their home court. They're also 83% to the over, taking on teams allowing more than 102 points per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, slide it down, and take Toronto -6 in the over, 219.5 in that one. Next game, Clippers, Pels, 8 o'clock tip-off in New Orleans. That game opened up with the Pelicans the Pelicans opened the betting as the 3-point favorite. Total at 238.5, and since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a significant fade of New Orleans in the early going here. Money on the Clippers in the early betting. We're also seeing money on the under in this one as well. New Orleans is now just -2, with the total moving downward to 237. So once again, New Orleans open 3, now 2. Total open 238.5 down to 237. And at the moment, the Pelicans are -$1.25 for some money line cash. Now, this Clippers team has been very good against the number this season, 14-8 against the spread overall. They're also covering 67% of the time in their games at the current number. Meanwhile, on the other side, New Orleans is just 41% against the spread, laying the points. They've covered just 41% of their games, laying the points as the favorite. They're also 0-3 against the spread in their games at the current number. Now, scoring-wise, New Orleans is 67% to the over at the current posted total. Meanwhile, on the Clippers side of things, they're 68% to the over, taking on teams averaging more than 102 points per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to take another underdog in this one. Give me the LA Clippers +2 and the over 237 in that one. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be Houston, Minnesota, 8 o'clock tip-off in Minnesota. Houston open up 1.5 up to 2. Total open 221.5 down to 220 and a hook. Houston is -130 for some money line cash. Minnesota's 5-7 against the spread, catching the points this season. They're also covering just 40% of their games at the current number. Meanwhile, Scoring-wise, Minnesota is 15-8 to the under for the year, 75% to the under, taking on teams averaging more than 102 points per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward another road team in this spot here. Give me Houston -2 and the under 220.5 in this one. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I just want to quickly remind you to once again check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below. It'll only take you a few seconds to check out that website, and that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And I just want to thank you for watching this program today. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.